Hello and welcome back. This is Amae, bringing you another D&D Fuzzy Tale, this time by Damien St. James. For context, I was 10, maybe 11, so please factor this in when I tell the story. My dad has just committed suicide a few months before. My therapist thought that a tabletop RPG setting would aid me in my interpersonal interaction skills and help teach me valuable life lessons. My therapist actually gave me a set of books and dice. I was so grateful. My family and friends, we'll call them Danvers, played D&D every Sunday after church. They knew me, so they were more than glad to invite me. I settled on creating a human mage named Michael Barton. I was being introduced to a late campaign already in progress, so I had to go through a minor cutscene, if you will. This involved me arriving at the generic town to find some strange disappearances happening at a nearby cave. As an adventurer, Barton was asked to investigate. Barton arrived at the cave. The cave was described as having a curious and abnormal slime on the wall. This disgusted me IRL, as I had done some cave diving with my father, so I didn't want to do anything with it. Evidently, I missed the prompt that I was supposed to interact with it. "Did you touch the wall?" I was asked over and over. I repeatedly said no. As the cave got smaller and smaller, you can see the look on the other players at the table that said, "Let's see him get past this." Like they knew I couldn't avoid it. A hole roughly the size of a fox burrow was described as the last part of the cave. He asked again if I touched the wall. Now as a kid, I felt annoyed, so I wrapped myself up in my traveling blanket like a burrito. I even got on the ground at the table to demonstrate, and shivved my way through the entrance. Both the DM and the players got very fed up at that point. Barton came across a dwarf in white robes who congratulated me on getting past his traps. I assumed he was responsible, and prepped my magic and sword to demand he surrender and give himself up. Since the players were familiar with this NPC, they visibly waved me off like, "This is a bad idea, but I'm 10 and I don't know any better." The dwarf warns me this is not going to end well, and to stand down. I refuse. To shorten an already long story, the dwarf completely obliterates my character, resurrects me as an otter, not a furry, but like a little otter, and puts me in the care of the party I was supposed to meet. The dwarf was so angry he sent the rest of the party to the Cave of No Return, which was a module that was a culmination of this life's work as a DM. We spent 4 years IRL trying to escape that hellhole. The short end of that story is, got there, became a pet for the female priest, eventually got turned into an anthropomorphic or furry otter, got my human body back, and escaped. At the last game session, the GM looks at me and asks if I knew why this happened. I said no. He responded with, "Because you didn't touch the
Fudge.
wall," and left. He never DM'd me, or that group again. This was fine by then, because I'd found another group anyway. TLDR, DM introduced me as a new player to a power of plot device which I circumvented. As a result, he penalized me and the whole group by bringing out a module the size of a phone book and running us through it. When it ended, he told me this was all because I circumvented his plot device. Honestly, in my opinion, if you can't plan for your players doing something outside of your railroad, then you need a little bit more practice as a GM. But anyway, that's my opinion. If you liked the video, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next Fuzzy Tale.